So now let's talk about working with the display settings inside of Microsoft Windows 10. So to access the display settings on the desktop on any empty area, you can simply right click and go to display settings. So that's one easy way to go to the display setting. The other way to go to the display setting is through the settings right over here. And from the settings, you can go to system, and then you can go to display. So you can just right click and go to display settings is the same. So let me just maximize this and see the number of options I have here. So in your case, you might just see one monitor right here. In my case, I have two monitors attached to my PC, so you see two. So if you have multiple monitors attached, you can identify and you can see the number right here on which monitor it is. So this is my main monitor, this is my secondary monitor where I monitor the audio levels and everything while recording my videos. So over here below you see something called the nightlight. So nightlight is something that turns your screen into yellowish. So in the recording you don't really see it, but if you were to try it in your PC itself, you'll see that it eliminates the blue light and then makes your screen a bit yellow for night settings. So you can also go for nightlight settings right here and increase the strength and decrease the strength of the nightlight. You can also schedule the nightlight. So you can adjust it to sunset. You can set the hours, like let's say turn it on 9 p.m. and turn it off on 7 a.m. So this is really useful if you're working with computers at night, which does not hamper your sleep. So there are other color settings. So we're not going to look at these right now. So over here there's something called scale and layout. Right now I'm using an SD monitor, and in my case personally I'm using a 23-inch monitor, so I can see everything clearly. But you might be using a smaller monitor and the text might appear very small. So in that case what you can do is you can change the size of text and apps right over here. So you can maybe zoom it out. So once you zoom it in, you can see this is how it actually looks. And here it says some apps won't respond to scaling changes until you close and reopen them. So you may have to close and reopen the apps. So as I actually increase the size, you can see that the level of detail is the same. That is, the resolution is not changed, but the size of the apps actually increase. So let me just get it back to 100% because that is what I'm working with. Another thing over here is the display orientation and display resolution. You can also go to advanced scaling settings right here and choose a custom range of scaling, but we're not going to go into that. So let's go on to the other option, that is display resolution. So this is 920 by 1080. This is the resolution I'm setting. That means there's 920 pixels on the top, while there's 1080 pixels on the sideways right over here. If I were to change it, so if I want to change the pixel into a lower or a higher resolution, in my case this is the highest one. So if I want to lower down the resolution, I can simply click on something like this and it changes the resolution of the screen, as you can see. And it gives me a 15-second countdown. So if I want to keep the settings, I click on keep the settings. In this case I don't want to, sorry, but so why the countdown is there is sometimes you might change the setting and then your monitor might not support it. So your monitor might be black. In that case, your monitor, your display setting will be back. That is, your resolution will be back to as it is after 15 seconds. So even if your monitor cannot display anything, the Windows will actually take care of that for you. The other thing is the display orientation. Right now it's set to landscape. If I were to do landscape flipped right over here, it actually flips out the screen. So I'm just going to revert in my case. I can also get it into portrait mode. So that way there's a portrait type of settings going on right over here. In my case, I'm just going to revert this out because I have a landscape screen. So if you have a rotatable screen and so forth, then you might want to rotate your screen as well. So in case of multiple displays, there are multiple displays right over here. In my case, there are multiple displays, so I'm extending the displays. You have other options as well. So you can actually duplicate this display. So whatever is being shown on one monitor is shown on the other. You can also choose to turn off one monitor that is shown only on one. If you were to do so only on one, only my main monitor will actually turn on. If I were to do so only on two, only my secondary monitor will be turned on. Similarly, these are the settings available. There's also advanced display settings where you can work around with much more, which I'm not going to look through in this lesson. We are just going to go for basic settings. And if you were to go to graphic settings, you can see there are other apps as well on how you want to set them. So No need to go on very deep right now. We're going to discuss about all of these in future lessons itself when we discuss about it. So there are a lot of settings, as you can see. So basically you have the nightlight, you have the scale and layout. If your apps appear small, you can expand it. The resolution is right over here, and display orientation is right here. So that is how you work around with the display settings inside of Microsoft Windows 10. So hope you guys learned something as always, and as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.